is your February 2023 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, this is your reading. It's Romy here. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me for this conversation. So we're going to open up your month with the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. I think you are launching a new approach to life in many ways. And as we have this kind of clear, open, direct skies for the next 3 months, it's perhaps some of the most potent, powerful energy to be working with. I think you've learnt the hard way in many regards, Pisces, and perhaps a whole series of misunderstandings in your life led you to withdraw in many different areas, and yet something about February coming around is really helping you to clear the projections from others and perhaps misplaced thought forms that you've been holding on to, and really let you step out again feeling more like yourself than perhaps you have for a very long time. Now, there's a sense of blessings on their way with the Wheel of Fortune and perhaps arriving in a little bit of an unpredictable manner. We're going to be approaching the full moon in Leo coming in on the 5th of the month. Always a little drama fueled, especially where we have a square to Uranus coming in. However, there's a sense of having the courage of your conviction around this time, really being clear about what it is that you want to shake up in your life. And perhaps as you affirm and make the decisions around that, is exactly the moment where fate and synchronicity align, and there's this sense of being at the right place at the right time, and in a way being quite serious about how you really do want to approach things, because this is also about your appreciation for what it's going to take to have this fulfillment in your life. You know, things that perhaps have been just a nice to have are now becoming more of a non-negotiable. And even within that, I think there's more of this sense of it not really being about your expectations anymore. It's about your requirements. And I think the clarity with which those requirements are now being understood by you and therefore expressed by you are really going to help support this shift in your attitude and your approach. The Alchemist coming in, I love this energy. 2 strong major arcanas straight away in February. And of course, we're also going to be working with Venus in your sign and the asteroid goddess Vestas in your sign until the 7th. So, you know, you're really also being soothed, and there's like a softening that's kind of coming through perhaps as well, where there's been some harsher aspects or conversations or experiences that you've had to go through. So there's a sense of recovery and renewal coming in around you as well. Now, whether you align to the energy of Valentine's or not, there is a very passion-fueled, loving, harmonious feeling through the month of February. And on the 14th, Venus in your sign will conjunct with Neptune, also in your sign, making for this very fantasy, dreamy-like state. And that's something to harness, that's something to work with, because as we approach your season, of course, with the sun coming into your sign on the 18th, and then this incredibly beautiful new moon at 1 degree arriving on the 19th, there is this absolute feeling like the new beginning that's just arrived is one of the greatest blessings that you could have received in that moment. You genuinely will feel that this is a new start for me and I'm not going to repeat the old mistakes. I think if you can move forward in this month, Pisces, with a feeling of just being better than you were yesterday, the simplicity but the power of that mantra will be something to live by, not just through February, March, but really the remainder of this year. And it will be something that continuously is able to mirror back to you the growth. And I think that's incredibly important for you as well, because as we prepare for Saturn to come into your sign in March, there is a kind of seriousness, I think, that you're starting to feel feel into about having to get certain things in order and really come to terms with different ways of being, how you want to live, how you want to be seen, how you want to show up. We've got the energy of the Lovers coming through here. So now 3 majors right in a row. And of course, the Lovers is telling me that not only are there important choices to make, but those choices are needing to be rooted from a sense of it feeling like it's you coming into union, coming into harmony, coming into resonance, and that word being very powerful for you through the course of February, Pisces. Resonance. Can I really feel it? Is my physical body on board? Does my energy just feel in a state of flow? Is it easier for me to feel a sense of lightness and relief as I connect to this person, this idea, this project, this experience? Very, very significant opportunity, I think, not only in the way that you are networking and the kind of conversations that you're having, but almost like being able to sort of witness and observe the things that you're saying in real time and notice how that language has shifted, how it's changing. Now, a date I really want to call out for you through February is the 23rd, because we're going to have this incredible stellium of energy coming into the sign of Aries. So Vesta coming out of Pisces will shift into the sign on the 7th. So that's going to be like just a little preview, a little heads up. Maybe even the feeling of something kind of brewing. You know, when you have that sense like something's on its way, or I'm about to hear something or see something. There's a lot of that energy coming up through February. But as we approach the 23rd, we are going to have Venus, Vesta, Jupiter, Chiron, the Moon, Juno and Eris all in this fire sign. Now, of course, Aries is lighting up that second house of you. Second house of value. There's going to be some strong emphasis around financial gain, around your state of abundance and stability. And I think understanding that that divine fulfillment is coming because of the new foundations you're putting in place for yourself. There is an absolutely accelerated vision coming through, and you are cutting and clearing so much karma. I mean, that's already taken place through the remainder of 2022. So you're starting to feel into things being lighter. And then you're going to start to think about the big, bold moves, the opportunities that not only are being created for you, but that you want to create. And you're going to have the drive and the wherewithal to see where that can take you. Now, as a Piscean, you're also going to let the current carry you. So you're going to be really wise about the ways that you choose to invest and direct your energy. You are going to be looking for more variety in your life to support a greater degree of balance. There is going to be a tremendous amount of impulsive energy coming through around the 23rd. And just after the new moon, it may mean that you've had some sort of breakthrough, some new idea, something that you want to put into motion, and you can barely contain yourself. You just feel like, I just want to get going with this now. It's definitely the time to harness February, March, beginning of April, anything to support an increase around your stability, any kind of launches, anything that you want to experiment or consider as ways to increase some of the abundance that can start to flow towards you. You have great ideas, you have magnetism, and you also have this sense of feeling like things are working a little bit more in your favor than they have previously. Perhaps just less of a sense of being consistently sort of pulled back to the beginning. And that's the real sense of that new moon in your sign. If it's a new beginning, we don't want to repeat the old mistakes. You have learnt the hard way, and I think that still sat quite heavy with you. So even though there's a lightness and a softening of energy, very fueled by passion coming in February, this more serious undertone is kind of keeping you in check and making sure you're going to be on the right track and that you are embodying and allowing that integration. And I think that as a combination is really powerful for you, because what it's also going to support is much better boundaries. Yeah, a continuous thing that you're always going to be working with, Pisces. But what we will experience, especially in that mid-month, where we have that Venus-Neptune conjunction, we've also got Pallas Athena shifting into the sign of Cancer on the 16th, is the softening almost provides a glimpse, and it's like you get a download at that time in terms of the potential of something, where it can go, what it's possible to deliver to you. And it's strong enough, and it feels real enough, and it validates something powerfully, so that you feel clear and ready to commit and to take perhaps what may feel to you a little bit of a bolder risk in a certain area, but really supported with that full moon. Now, I do have a full moon activation working with the Spirit Lion, so be sure to check that out. You'll get the link in the comment and description box underneath. You can use that in the 3 days leading up and 3 days after the full moon. You can also check out my goddess reports, which, if you want to understand where Vesta, where Ceres, where Pallas Athena, and 12 more of the goddess energies sit in your chart, that will be something to just give you additional value and insight. So, Five of Swords is coming through, and I think that this is this recognition. Do you know what I feel? It's almost like you looking at an old version of you. It's the consideration of the setbacks, of the sabotage, of the patterns, of the ways of being, the attitude and the approaches that you no longer want to align to. You're really done with. And, that's what I mean about you having learnt the hard way. So there still might be some tenderness and some wound energy around that. But you've been able to build a bridge here. Yeah. And, from this new perspective, looking down at what's been, is there some regret? Yeah, I think there might be. But at the same time, it was an incredibly powerful learning experience. So as you move towards the end of the month and you get this kind of renewed sense of motivation, and I think for some of you that will be really important to hear, because if you've really struggled to find a sense of optimism or hope or belief, or even knowing what the hell is the next step for me, then I think that you're going to experience that rejuvenated vibration. And that immediately is going to try to take you back to, oh, it's not going to work. This is not real. This is, fleeting. But that's the opportunity to really see where that old version of you would have, maybe tried to tell you to give up or move on or walk away from something. But within you now, that sacred inner flame, that's what Vesta is teaching you. How to hold that sacred inner flame. And she's really guiding you towards saying, no, something has changed here, something has shifted, and you owe it to yourself to really explore this and to move forward. So I think February, honestly, aside from the fact that it's inviting you into your solar returns, is probably one of the most important months for you through the course of 2023, just for what it helps you to realize, what it helps you to understand about yourself, how it helps you to come to like a reset experience, and really the intentionality with which you are deciding what's going to come next for you. And as we said, as you appreciate where the misunderstandings have really led to this kind of inextricable unfolding, like this domino effect, it's going to start to make more sense as to why certain things, why certain people, have acted, or, things have happened in the way that they have. So we're going to go ahead and pull 3 final cards. If you're new to the channel, Pisces, we cover these in our extended version of the reading. So we talk for another 25 minutes or so. Just go deeper into the insights for the month ahead. Sometimes there's some interesting twists and turns that want to show up around that. I'm always going to ask you in addition what your personal question may be that hasn't been shown in the main reading. So just put a focus on that now for me. We'll also pull a couple of cards in relation to that. Now, all the decks that I use, Pisces, are listed in the comment and description box underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify this main reading now, just see where we are going to be taking it. So just beginning with that Wheel of Fortune, we've got the King of Pentacles coming through, and the Ten of Cups. Really powerful and preparatory month is February for you. A lot of the things that you line up, or that feel like they're getting lined up for you, are going to give you a strong indication of what you're going to be working and investing in. Ace of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Let's have a look at the Lover's energy coming through. 3 of Pentacles, From a relationship romance perspective, there's definitely some positive energy working to bring in a little bit more harmony in the conversations, being able to, I think, really understand where the other person is coming from. Not necessarily agree, but I think that provides enough of an opening from a healing perspective to address some important things, so keep that in mind. Hanged Man coming in here, Page of Wands. I've got the Three of Swords with that Five of Swords. Eight of Cups, you see? Moving away from these wound energies. Remember, you know, when you're working through Aquarius season, it's that 12th house energy. So there's an awful lot that's happening behind the scenes for you this month. So even if, again, you feel that not much is moving, by the time you get into the solar returns and we reach that stellium of energy in Aries, there's a very strong sense of being able to make up for lost time, for catching up with yourself, and things happening very, very quickly, almost at warp speed, actually. So this is Life Soul Vision, my Oracle deck, which you can check out over on my website. Again, links are below. And we are going to go ahead and clarify here. Portals of Possibility. Root Energy. This deck really designed and working so beautifully with the energies around us right now to support you. Soul Stories. Earth Medicine and Magic cast their spells. And you have Queen of Air coming through, Light Language. Okay, let's put one more here. Lovely. Queen of Fire. I have a beautiful Queen of Fire meditation activation that works with the energy of this guide. Again, you can check it out over in my Sacred Soul Support. All the things that I create really help to continue the stories that you tune into on YouTube and give you an opportunity to work with them and integrate and receive further messages from your own guides. So well worth checking out. And what do we have here? Radical self-love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. Beautiful. Okay, Pisces, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to continuing this conversation if you're joining me for the extended. I wish you a beautiful month, especially for those of you with birthdays and this solar returns. And I'll see you again next time. If you're joining me for the extended, you'll find a link underneath. Be sure to check out your full moon activation. And the 2023 Vision Quest, if you haven't explored that, is still incredibly valid to support the alignment of all of this energy waking up and really getting you in the right order for moving forward this year. You take care. Bye for now.